Hey guys, Jeremy Jacobs here of Brunch Boys. I'm here with Sara Dietschy, rhymes with Peachy.
What's up?
That's become your name in my brain because you've
That's
so
good.
ingrained it over and over again.
Good, because no one knew how to pronounce Dietschy.
I would have struggled if I didn't have that. So it's actually
now
pretty
you can
genius.
say it with confidence.
Sara Dietschy, rhymes with Peachy.
Boom. Wait, how do you say your last name? Because you went through really quick.
Jacobowitz.
Jacobowitz.
But see, for me, I completely lost my name. It's just Brunch Boys now because of that. People are like, what's your name? Like, just call me Brunch Boys. It's fine. But if you don't know Sara, you are content creator extraordinaire, filmmaker. I don't know, what do you call yourself?
Oh gosh, multi-hyphenate creator. You know,
Creator,
I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast, I like making things around tech and creativity, and yeah, it's been fun. I've been doing YouTube for 3 years now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So like, as you guys know that have listened to this or watched this before, I sort of just talk to people I have a lot of questions for. And you were actually on my list forever because I have a ton of, especially YouTube questions for you. But then you put on stories like, hey, I'll do your podcast if you reply. I was like,
I'm down.
I was like, me, what about my podcast? Come on my thing.
And now we're here.
But I guess so quickly, so people that don't know you, like give us a little elevator pitch. Where are you from, and then to like what you do now, I guess.
Born and raised in Texas, and then so I was like a math science geek in high school. I was into sports. I played basketball, and then that went into music. So I played electric guitar for over 10 years. I was in a band. I discovered, I guess I'm not going to tour with Taylor Swift and be a famous lead guitar player. So that's when I kind of switched to video. When I was graduating high school, I'd always done silly music rap videos for my school projects. And then I was going to school for electrical engineering, dropped out after 3.5 years to pursue being a YouTuber. And it's worked out.
So what was your, like, when you were like, okay, I'm going to be this YouTube person, like what was the first thing that you did? I don't know.
So yeah, when I dropped out, I had the thought in my mind, okay, eventually I want to make YouTube my job.
Okay.
But I dropped out of college with only 4,000 subscribers, so I was pretty ambitious.
Yeah, you're way ahead of me, and I've been at it for years. But okay.
So I was actually living in Nashville, Tennessee at the time. It was like a weird year of my life. And I had jobs at this production company, so I knew that I was going to be able to pay my rent. And that's really all I needed to, then pursue my side hustles while I wasn't doing the production jobs. And so I was like 3 months after dropping out of college, I basically at the same time made a viral video, and I got a residency with Adobe because I used Premiere, Lightroom, Photoshop, all their products, and they paid me to pursue my passion projects for a year. And then I all of a sudden had an audience of now 100,000 subscribers. Now I'm around 500, and then I had funding, and I was like, I'm moving to New York. See ya, Tennessee and Texas.
Wait, so what was that first viral video?
So the first viral video was a parody about Casey Neistat, which I'm sure pretty much that's how a lot of people found me. And yeah, I was living in Tennessee, and Casey was around. He just hit 1 million subscribers. I had been watching him from 100K. And I noticed he definitely had some quirks to his filmmaking, and I could kind of use that and make fun of them in a loving way, because he's always been an inspiration of mine. And I made a parody about him. He put it in his video the next day after I uploaded it, and it blew up. I basically went from 4,000 to 40,000 overnight.
Holy shit.
And then 100,000 over a month.
That's insane. I mean, the YouTube algorithm obviously still escapes me a little bit, but that's sort of what I want to talk to you. Like, how have you, from there then, you've still now 4 times bigger than that.
Right.
Like, what sort of advice do you have in terms of like, I guess like, is it content? Is it algorithm? Is it both?
Right.
What are sort of the keys that you see that you're been so successful with?
I mean, something that I did right after I gained that audience was, this is an audience that likes vlogs, because they came from Casey. So automatically I switched to vlogs. And I think right out the gate that was a big mistake, because why I think that shout out was so effective is, one, Casey's super influential. That was one of his first big pushes to another channel. But I had a back catalog of content from 5 years.
Yeah.
So I had been posting to YouTube since 2011. So when people came to my channel, I had, the usual YouTube stuff, unboxings of cameras, camera tests, because I'm a tech head. I love that stuff. But I also had my other docuseries stuff that, I was just behind the camera for. So it was kind of like elevated content that I think they really soaked up. So me automatically switching away from why people enjoyed me in the beginning was a big mistake. So I spent the next 9 months fledgling around with posting 5 days a week, vlogging.
Intense.
It killed me. It was so intense. And then just a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I kind of got back to the original content I made, and my mental health is much better. The YouTube channel is much better. So you got to do you. You got to do
I mean,
you.
it's interesting. One of the first things that happened when I tried to grow YouTube with Brunch Boys. So I've had my YouTube channel longer than Instagram. I've had my YouTube channel going back to college probably.
Wow.
So that's 10 years. I posted on it weird shit in college. Didn't post on it for years and years and years. Instagram blew up for me, but it still didn't go to YouTube because I was at maximum capacity pretty much. When I tried to then grow YouTube, my videos were so different from what they were 10 years ago. I had a little bit of base, some followers, and some videos that had gone viral. So my approach was just change the name over and do whatever. But that seemed to be a mistake. And YouTube was like, no, you need to delist all those videos, because what was happening was I was putting out these newer videos. And anytime someone might have found me from there, the first video they pushed from there would be a video from 10 years ago that had nothing to do with what I'm doing now. So it was an interesting approach where I had to do the opposite. I had to get rid of videos that had hundreds of thousands of views because they were.
What were those videos?
They were all sports stuff. Like sports interviews, all that kind of stuff, because that's
I
what was my
had
background.
some of that. Literally, my first few videos. My first one was a guitar pedal that I wanted to sell. My second one was, or second or third, was a Taylor Swift concert I went to. And keep in mind, all of these videos, I'm not in the video. It's not my face. It's just me filming. So I had the most random stuff. So, the first 100 subscribers, the first 500 were from the most random things. I mean, I think it's okay to be random, to figure out what you want to post in the beginning, but once you start getting a little bit of an audience, that's when you do have to get a little bit more focused.
Of what they want.
Yeah.
Which is always a hard balance. I mean, I have that with Instagram too. It's I always fight. I tend to sometimes do the opposite of that. I'm I know what you guys really want, but everyone does that, and then we appreciate what's different. And balance. Here's another video of everything as well, and it's fine. But here's something I really love.
Totally.
And,
I mean, that's I call that one for me, one for them. I'll post a video that I'm super stoked on. I don't care if anyone watches it. And then I'll do a laptop review. And then I'll do a camera review. And sometimes those are really fun for me, but sometimes they're not. And they're just okay, I'm a YouTuber. This is my job. So I'm going to do what people expect. But yeah, you got to throw your own flavor in there every once in a while, because that's what I think a lot of people appreciate.
Yeah, of course. Well, speaking of business-wise, what's a split of Google Sends to sponsored stuff from?
So Google AdSense, Amazon affiliate, all of that stuff is kind of I would be lucky if I could pay my rent with it.
Interesting. Okay.
And then everything else is brand collaborations, doing stuff that is more maybe acting like a production company where I'm interviewing someone. So, I have a podcast and I don't actually have any sponsors for that podcast. It's just really fun interview setting for me. But that has actually led to doing that for other brands, because brands see it, they're like, oh, hey, can you come do this for my company? You can interview people. I love how you dig into people's whatever. And so anyone who wants to start something, there doesn't have to be that immediate payoff. There doesn't have to be that, oh, I have to make money on every single thing, because you don't know where it will lead. You
did a video maybe a month ago about the thumbnail.
Yes.
I'm still struggling with how to get the thumbnail, because I think
same. Oh, it's a never-ending
my
journey.
instinct is make it a beautiful photo, but I feel that's the opposite of what YouTube wants.
Instagram.
I know, that's what I'm so ingrained in.
The Instagram trick is make it look like a beautiful photo, and then they click on it. Oh, it's a video, surprise. YouTube, you never know, because something beautiful could work 2 out of 20 times. But what I've found is just, as long as the message is clear, and I make mine too complex. So me making that video was literally Sarah, you know what has worked. Take time for the thumbnail. Still today, I'll set aside 30 minutes for the thumbnail. It's not enough. I'll set aside an hour.
And do you make multiple ones?
I try. But a lot of times it's very last minute, and I'm hey, take a picture of me. Let's do a thumbnail. So even to this day, I still need to put more into the thumbnail and title, because that is literally everything. It's everything. I mean, it's great to have a good video once people click on it, because that's going to affect your watch time. but people aren't going to click on it.
Right.
Unless you have a appealing thumbnail and title. But the biggest thing that I discovered is do not be afraid of changing thumbnails and titles, because I used to be so set in stone. I can't change anything. YouTube is going to think that I'm weird for, we're so paranoid about the YouTube algorithm, right? However, I found that once I started changing things, and if it catches in the algorithm, you could only be 2 thumbnail changes away from taking off.
What's the window that you give yourself time of like, this isn't working, I have to change it, or
I'll
it's too
see
late, too
after
early?
an hour.
Okay.
So within like 45 minutes to an hour, if a video if it's only at like 1,000 views in an hour, I'll know, like there's potential for it to gain views over time, but I'll know that it's not a banger. Like it's not going to do well. So there I'll start changing things, and then if it just doesn't adjust, I'll see how it does over 48 hours, and then I'll change from
Really?
there.
Okay.
But I'll probably change it like 2 or 3 times within the first few hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much does, on Instagram, it's like all about when you post. They'll tell you that's not important. I guarantee you it is.
Yeah.
How important is it what time you're posting or what day you're posting on YouTube?
I think it does matter.
Okay.
Because like for my audience, they expect just like nighttime.
Okay.
If I posted a morning video, that would be very strange. But I think for YouTube, you have the algorithm on your side. It could be a good or bad thing. And so if you put out like a really good, not clickbaity, but just like it's a good video, I think it has the potential to do well no matter what time you post it.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to where I'm editing really late and I'll post a video at like midnight, and that will screw up the video. Because YouTube wants to see that initial reaction. Who is clicking on that first notification? And if your main audience isn't there in the first hour, they're gonna be like, no one wants to watch your video.
Right, they won't push it to anyone else.
And Instagram's so weird because like my Instagram feed, I'll see posts from 4 hours ago, from a day ago, from 12 hours ago. So I'm like, it doesn't seem like there's any rhyme or reason to the algorithm anyways. It's so strange.
I mean,
Instagram, I feel like, is just as much of a black box as YouTube is.
Oh, it absolutely is. And what's funny about Instagram is like, what they say doesn't really apply for everyone.
Yeah.
So Instagram will tell you their approach is post 8 times a day, post 6 times a day.
Oh, what?
Because here's their thing. Here's their thinking. Their thinking is, from their numbers, people open up Instagram 30 times a day.
So you want to be there every time they open
Yes,
it.
and even though it's algorithm now, the most of it is trying to show you time-wise when it's showing to you. And their approach is, if someone really loves Brunch Boys, they're going to see at the top every time anyway.
Right.
And their whole thing is too, the more you post, the more you grow, because the more times you can hit the explore page.
Right.
So they're like, post a million times, but it doesn't take into account what type of account you have.
Right.
I think like someone that's so much more curated in terms of videos or photos, for both of us really, I'm like, these videos take me a long fucking time. I can't pump out 8 videos a day.
Yeah.
I think their approach is much more like personality based. Like,
Be like Gary Vee.
right.
Post 10 times a day.
Right. Well, they're like, if you are truly a personality, where he could post anything.
Yeah.
He could be like, yo, I'm here with Sarah.
Yeah.
Boom, 1 billion likes.
Yeah.
That plays into how they want their algorithm to
Yeah.
work, but it doesn't work for everyone. So
And
it's
that's
interesting.
I mean, that's a shift that I've been trying to take. Is I've viewed Instagram as this curated, beautiful pictures platform, but over the past few months, I'm like, you gotta lean into personality. People watch you because they enjoy you.
Yep.
So get out of this like beautiful picture thing, because it really does hold you back to where you'll only post twice a week. And then you're just not on people's feeds. And then I'll find myself posting 20 times a day to Instagram stories.
Yeah.
People love that.
So stories works the same way, where they want you to post.
Yeah.
So like, they'll say post. A good person to look at is Eva Chen.
Yeah.
Because obviously she works at Instagram and has a lot of insight in how
Is
this
she
works.
on Instagram? Does she post a lot?
Oh, she'll post 40 stories a day, and people love her, so it doesn't matter. Eva Chen. So she does their fashion partnerships. She's in charge of that. So very high up and very important person on Instagram.
Interesting.
So if you literally just look at what she does, you should probably just copy what she does, because she obviously like has all the insight.
on the inside.
She's the one that's telling everyone else what to do.
Right.
But she has an account where people just love her. So of course she could be like, taking my child to work today, look at me in the cab,
Right.
20,000 likes in 2 seconds. People don't love me as much. All right, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you want to hear more from Sara, you can listen to the full interview on all podcast platforms, whatever you got. I'll put the links in the description. Or you can just search for Brunch Boys Brunch With. That works too.
Love it. Brunch Boys Brunch With?
If you type in, so it's called Brunch With.
Oh, gotcha.
That doesn't really work, unfortunately. So you got to type in Brunch Boys Brunch With. It's a whole thing.
You're killing it. That's a good idea. Yeah, Brunch With.
Yeah,
Brunch with XYZ. I love it.
doing.
I know we just did it, but I'm like, oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, I just got to do
You're
more of
crushing
them.
it.
So like the algorithm kicks in.
Let's do it.